This is fan service. That's all this is. It seems to be an almost daily occurrence that somebody's commenting asking me to review this specific version of One Piece Nami. This is the Variable Action Heroes version, and I've reviewed this one by them, which was like, you know, it's a fine figure, so I don't know why people are so obsessed with me reviewing this one. So I caved in, okay, and I bought this figure for you guys so that those thousands of people asking for this review can finally see it and just get off my back about it. I mean, face it, I have no interest in reviewing this figure. What is there about this figure that would appeal to most people? I don't know. So today, we're going to uncover the true reasons why people would want to buy this figure. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at this figure, trying to understand the appeal to it. What is it that people want from this? I don't know. And for the sake of comparison with the previous version, these are the accessories you got. So 3 extra face plates. You're getting a bonus this time. No extra hair parts. These are the sets of hands you got. So a lot of the same, actually the exact same hands. Plus, you got her staff, or her bow, or bow staff, or whatever you want to call this. Staff. But the effects were super fun. I love those. She doesn't have effects this time, and she doesn't have her staff, even though she does have gripping hands, which is a little odd. So let's just zoom in and take a look at all of these accessories to see if we can uncover the truth. First faceplate, pretty nice actually. The earrings look good, the application's fine. It's very soft as far as like any paint work. Then you got this one, which is a little more angry, kind of potentially a battle face, if you wanted it. And you got this kind of standard one. I mean, it's very minimal application of paint. And you got this kind of smiling with the eyebrows shifted down, a winking face. But you also, by default, get a winking face. So this is essentially the same, but the difference of the way the mouth is treated. You do get an alternate hairpiece because she has the sunglasses on her head. So the downside here is that you don't have sunglasses you can take off and put on her face. It's just on the hair or not. On by default, she's got these relaxed hands. You get some classic anime hands. They do look like they would hold something, but she doesn't really have anything to hold. You got the grippy hands for the pull, very flat hands, an okay hand, and a finger pointing hand. Or I'm sure I did in the last video is the that, which is it's a game you play with your friends. Okay, they make this thing, you put your finger in there without looking, or you get punched or something. And the difference here between the two really is that she's got bare feet. She does have a hole for the stand, which is nice because you do get this tiny little base plate, which I like it. It's good to have because sometimes, you know, figures are hard to stand up on the shelf. And then you get this, which is actually executed really well. It really does appear to be that material of a pool float. And then it says sexy in the front. I think this is a clue to why people like this figure, because it's a summertime fun thing. And then this is interesting. That's a kind of big hole. That's not the same size as that. So why does this exist if you can't plug it into something? Weird. As far as the figure itself, I mean, she's got a lot going on, if you can tell. The plus and minus of this figure is the fact that they put a lot of paint work into the hair, which does look beautiful. It's got this like orange, vibrant color scheme going on. I really like how this looks. The downside is all the edges of the like sections of plastic have this kind of burnt look to them. And then we saw this with the last one. She has it way worse. Like it's all over her body, her neck, the chest. It's like even worse now that you see them side by side. This is almost like a defective figure when you see the colors between her body and her face. It's crazy. Now, obviously, we shouldn't have swappable parts as far as like her head and face, if there's something from that you wanted, but there's no reason to because you get all the same thing. So there's not really anything new other than the sunglasses, and then I guess the whole bottom half of the body. That's new. Her bracelet's new. Otherwise, I mean, they're built on the same figure, which is fine. A little bit of articulation in that hair piece, which I think I did this with the last one. Like you could pull that off of the ball peg and kind of have a short-haired Nami, but then this piece in the front's a little long. Otherwise, articulation on these things are okay. As big as they are, you'd kind of expect these joints to do a little bit more, but they don't. So it's almost like these figures are really just for looksies. She's got this weird joint piece here that, like, when it comes out, it looks a little bulgy, which is not great, but it does function really well as far as, for articulation's sake. So pretty decent range around all that. You got the elbow is okay. Again, just looks hideous. Ball pegs for the wrist. Body articulation is surprisingly good, considering the huge chunk of hair. So that, it does go whatever direction you could need it to. It does crunch really well, all things considered, and leans back incredibly well. Just doesn't have much side to side, and then barely rotates. Oh my gosh, my thumb placement. How else do I hold her and rotate her? Leg articulation is fine. I mean, it doesn't really do a ton. The knee joints are great, and then standard ball pegs for the ankles. At the end of the day, this should be a lot easier to pose because she has flat feet instead of high heels. Plus, this one didn't have a stand. So worst case, you could just do this and she'll be fine. It does make her shorter because of the heels. Otherwise, they're the same figure. And these are very tall figures, so if you compare it to your s.h.figuarts Nami, this is a completely different scale, so you gotta really be dedicated to whatever this would be. 1/9 scale? It's not 1/10. This is fan service. That's all this is, which, look, I mean, if you're a One Piece fan, you know how much they like to serve you. And a major change when they do that little time jump. But yes, if you take the pull from the old one, you can most certainly use it with the new one, no problem. But that means you gotta buy 2 figures, and, what's the point? What is the point? You let me know. So all those people that were commenting before, was this worth it? Is this the review you really wanted? I don't know. What stands out about this? Well, I'm gonna take this and this pool float and fill up my bathtub so I can go play with my toys. That's what we're supposed to do, right? These are designed for us to go play in the bathtub with our toys. So I'll let you know how that goes. If you enjoyed this review and you want to see the other one get reviewed, then be sure to click the top link right there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.